Charlie was the most misunderstood missionary in Christendom. There's churches in America last Sunday that didn't even speak a word about him. I saw a poster that some children made that said, "Not all heroes wear capes." And they had a picture of Charlie. And I thought to those little ones, Charlie's not wearing a cape, but in accordance with Revelation 6:11, he's wearing the white robe of a martyr. I look at him as the Jim Elliot of our time. And I see Erica as the Elizabeth Elliot of our time. That woman is tough and she's strong. I'm so glad they gave her that position at Turning Point, because nobody knows the heart of Charlie like Erica Kirk. You see, when a martyr dies, his power dies. When a tyrant dies, his power dies. But when a martyr dies, his power multiplies. I was texting with a pastor of a very large church who said, we didn't really do anything last Sunday, but we're going to carry the memorial service at our Sunday night service. But I see all these political leaders speaking. Is the gospel going to be preached? And I said, well, I will, and I know Erica will. And he says, it seems like it's just all political. That's old wineskins. They're so lost in the church today. The reason why Charlie and I got connected is I was moved by him. My son had told me about him, and I didn't do social media, and I didn't follow YouTube. And I was in an event speaking, and he was in the wings. And at the time, I was the mayor of the city of Thousand Oaks in California, and also a sitting pastor. And it was pastors in politics, and I was on the panel with Jack Hibbs and Pastor Tim Thompson, and they were asking us questions. And Pastor Jack kept deferring them to me because I was the only elected official. And then we finished the panel, and I'm coming down off the steps, and there's Charlie. And I knew my son liked him. I figured I'd take a picture with him. And I said, can I take a picture for my son? He goes, yeah, but first of all, I didn't know a guy like you existed. And I go, what's that? And he goes, a pastor in politics. And I said, I didn't know a guy like you existed. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, a young conservative. And that began a 6-year friendship that I will forever be grateful for. I invited him to come preach at the church, and he says, no, I don't preach in churches. I said, why is that, Charlie? And he said, because I'm too political and churches don't want me. I said, Charlie, politics is the highest form of community. It combines morality with sociability. If God didn't intend us to be in politics, he wouldn't have invented marriage. You see, the Church of America has become modern day Gnostics. It's heresy. They say, I just preach the gospel, I don't do politics. As though they can separate the holy from the tainted. The word polis means city, the affairs of the city. Last time I checked in Jeremiah 29, it says, pray for the peace of the city in which you dwell, for in its peace you'll have peace. And Jesus even said that the first great commandment, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, mind. Love your neighbor as yourself. Don't you want your neighbor's kids to grow up knowing there's only 2 genders? Don't you want your neighbor's kids to grow up knowing the truth, that the truth would set them free? When Jesus said it'd be better for you to have a millstone tied around your neck to cause one of these little ones that stumbled, and I would say to them, what are you going to say to Chloe Cole, who had a double mastectomy at 15, and she's looking at this generation saying, where were you when they lied to me? Oh, I don't do politics. Politics is dirty. And I look at those pastors and I say, the church is dirty. What's your point? And they say, well, I'm tired of voting for the lesser of 2 evils. Unless Jesus Christ is running for office, you're always voting for the lesser of 2 evils.